Friends, hello and welcome back. Star-studded, goal-scoring, Russian right winger Vladimir Tarasenko was traded from the St. Louis Blues to the New York Rangers. Tarasenko rumored to be traded here for a while, out the door for St. Louis. They're going to get in return Hunter Skinner, Sammy Blais, St. Louis pulling the old Chicago Blackhawks here, trading for their old former players. They're going to bring in Blais and Skinner, two guys that are currently killing it in the AHL right now. Blais, actually, he's got 40 games up here in the NHL. Is he playing the Rangers right now, or is he down in the A? Games got him in the AOC. I'm not too sure where they have him. Nonetheless, they're going to get those two players and a conditional first-round draft pick back from the New York Rangers. The Rangers' first-round draft pick, obviously, not obviously, but the terms of the trade is whichever pick's worse between theirs and the first-round pick of the Dallas Stars, both of which the Rangers own. The St. Louis Blues will get. So not a huge return on Tarasenko, but it's the trade deadline. This is kind of what happens. I would say this is probably going to. Well, we're later in the thing. We're later in the year now, so I'm probably going to temper some of the expectations. I know some other teams, players on the block, kind of big on the expectations, but this is it. I think this is what you kind of see in NHL. They give you a first, you get a prospect, you get a player, and I think that's what you kind of expect. You hope for the best. You're really, for Tarasenko, a really good player, and now he's going to be on the New York Rangers this season, or not this season, we should say. But he's going to be the New York Rangers for the rest of this season. And we're going to see how the New York Rangers would do if Vladimir Tarasenko was a New York Ranger. Can he win the Stanley Cup? Now, obviously, we can't sim up to this point in the season and get the Rangers' exact record. So we're just going to use the Rangers from the start of the season. We're going to throw Vladimir Tarasenko and company onto the New York Rangers. And already loaded New York Rangers team. This is something I question every year. Is like, where are the Rangers getting the cap space for this? Now, I think this is what might be interesting. My mistake. Sorry if that was loud through the mic. This is what interests me about this trade, I think, if you're the Blues. They're retaining half of Vladimir Tarasenko's contract and his salary here. And typically when teams do that, that alone, we've seen this in the past. Was it the Leafs sending a player to, I don't want to say it's Colorado. Was it Ottawa? Was it Carolina? Who the heck was that? That was a few years back. They took the salary off the books, and they had to give up a first. It was a first or a second just for that team to take on that salary. $4 million is not a cheap or a cheap asking price. So maybe that's where they got the prospects from, to say the very least. We're Panarin Kreider. We're going to call up good friend Vladimir Tarasenko. I wasn't sure if he's going to be up here on the roster or not. Looks like he won't be playing. He's not good enough for the NHL. Apparently, he's going to be on the AHL. We're going to bring old Nikolai up here, too. I don't know if they're going to have anybody to send down. If he's going to get any starting reps, they're going to send some guys down. This will work. We'll take a look at the New York Rangers now. Probably a pretty solid-looking team. I mean, you got two of the best Russian wingers in the league, Tarasenko, and now that is no longer the best lines. Edit strategies, quick substitution options. Scratch player, go to roster moves, head coach, preferred lines. That is what we're looking for. It used to be Y, right? So we have Tarasenko, Zibanejad, Panarin, and you have Kreider, Trocheck, and Kakko, and you have to wonder if the New York Rangers are going to split that lineup. I would think they do. I'm going to put Tarasenko in the second line. We're going to leave Kakko or Kreider up here, and we're going to run that because I think that's what the Rangers are going to want to do. They want to add some. I mean, you can add a goal-scoring stud like Tarasenko to the second unit. I think that's what they try to do. We're going to see. Again, kind of, I want to say it's surprising, but really it's not. We've heard a lot of talk. Tarasenko, that front office not getting along up there in St. Louis. A lot of talks about him being outdoors. St. Louis obviously struggling this season. It's just so crazy. St. Louis, a contender year in and year out, and just the way things fell apart for him, unfortunately, from this season. The Rangers, though, looking to make a splash late in the season, and you can't make one much bigger than picking up a goal scorer like Vladimir Tarasenko. A huge acquisition for the New York Rangers, and you can expect this team to score more goals than they already do. 19 and 14 right now as far as simming's concerned, and not doing the hottest. They're kind of struggling to even get into the playoff picture. Maybe Tarasenko's a little weak on the defensive side, and he's not making up for it on the offensive side. Here we go. New York just took a little bit of time for the team to get some chemistry, I think, here. Running into the trade deadline, starting to play a little bit better hockey. The Rangers Still 6th place in the division, 8 games above 500. That is how good this Metro is this season. The Rangers are struggling. Wow, Rangers might miss playoffs. Rangers are going to win 40. Woo! Rangers going to win 42 games with Vladimir Tarasenko. Forget all about the Stanley Cup. This team didn't even break the ice to make playoffs. Tarasenko dropped 38 goals. He did what you wanted from him, or what you expected from him. 38 goals. That is something else, though. The New York Rangers are going to miss playoffs with Vladimir Tarasenko. Maybe that wasn't a good trade after all. 42 and 37. Not the way you wanted to end the season. 91 points. They finished 4 points short of a playoff spot. Unfortunately, there for the New York Rangers, it's not going to... Might want to ship him out the door and flip him real quick, because it ain't going to work. Would love to hear your guys' thoughts, though. As always, thank you guys for watching, and we will see you next time.